Welcome back to the Evolv Podcast. I'm Rhiannon.
And I'm your better host, Brendan.
All right, we'll leave it at that. But for now, pretty much what this podcast is all about is self-development, health and fitness, and our journey starting as brand new business owners.
Let's go! Make sure that you share this around because I'm telling you right now, this is the best podcast you've ever seen.
Enjoy, guys. Ciao.
What's one belief or lesson that you've learned recently that's changed the way that you live?
Probably that hard work always is gonna pay off.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying that because last February I got my permanent residency in Australia.
Exciting.
Congrats.
So it's just been years and years of hard work and sacrifices and effort. And a lot of times you just want to give up. So then the lesson is like, no, keep fighting. Like, don't give up.
Yeah.
You will get there. You just have to.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
Congrats.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me.
I can imagine how much stress would have been involved in that period of not knowing if you were going to get that permanent residency. How was that process? Because it's 8 years now, isn't it?
It's been 10 years.
10 years.
10 years. So initially I came to Australia just to study for 7 months English. I wanted to improve my English. I wanted to live abroad and just grow, like have the opportunity to show myself that I was be able to be independent. And then I fell in love of Australia, of the culture. I was studying English, but also I was working. And I realized that it was easy to save money and travel. So I wanted to do a little bit more of that. And then I've always been passionate about fitness. And I started to do my fitness courses and studies. And once I was about to finish my fitness courses and I thought like, all right, I think it's going to be time to go back home, I met my partner and I fell in love. And then we started a process together. He's not Australian. And we started a process together of, okay, we want to live here. So it was probably like 6 years in the process.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you were here for 4 and then obviously the 6 with him. Wow.
Like in the process. I met him
yes.
a little bit before that, but in the process of saying like, okay, I want to stay. So yeah, it was hard, but we got there at the end.
We did it. Good job.
Wow, that's cool.
And tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do now, because we spoke a little bit before camera about what you do, but obviously the people that are watching don't really know. Give us a little bit of a rap sheet. It's a long one, guys, so be prepared. But tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
So I'm from Colombia. In Colombia, we speak Spanish, so that's my first language. I study university there. I did a degree in journalism and social communication. I was working there for 2 years for a multinational company. And then I moved here to improve my English. Then after I finished my fitness studies, I don't know, I think I had a mental block. I always loved fitness, but I just felt like I wasn't good enough to do it. Like I felt like I wasn't prepared, that I wasn't gonna get clients, and I think that was what stopped me from years to start to actually do it. But I've always loved it, and I had an injury when I started. And sorry if I'm changing the story, but that's how I end up doing this. When I was back home and I started to do gym or like resistance training, I wasn't doing it right, and I got injured. And I had a very bad injury on my knees. And I remember orthopedic surgeon said that I was just not going to be able to do anything with weights again or like any high intensity exercise. And then I moved to Australia. And because it was something so new to me, I didn't know, like I have never lived by myself before, never away from my parents. Like it was that bad that I didn't even know how to wash my own clothes or like cook anything. So I was a bit like anxious about all the changes and about like kind of, I put myself in that position, but I wanted to be able to, just do it. And it was kind of, okay, if I don't work, I'm not going to be able to pay the rent and pay the bills. So then I stopped exercising. And then I was studying fitness, and because all the stress and that, actually that was before that. I put on I think was 12 kilos. And then I don't know, I started to study fitness, but I felt like I couldn't get out of there. And it was crazy because before I came to Australia, I was just so in love of it. And I just couldn't get my head to, get back to training, get back to eating healthy. I was binge eating. And I was feeling very depressed and miserable. And I wasn't happy with myself. And it just becomes like a cycle. Anyway, what happened was that I kept my studies and I started to try to get back to training, and I was doing it. But what happened was after that, I got obsessed because I thought like I was in so much pain because I wasn't doing any exercise, right? And I was eating more, and I had a little bit more of weight on me. So, and I had long shifts, so I was standing for 16, 17 hours a day.
Oh,
so
wow.
my knees,
what were you doing back then?
I was doing hospitality.
Okay.
Always on your feet.
Always on my feet. And I used to be in so much pain, and I felt like an old person. And I remember like in between jobs going back to home and putting some ice on my knees and just, just crying because I was like, I am in so much pain and I have to work. And anyway, so I think that was also like my motivation. I was like, all right, I'm studying fitness. I have to put this together.
It was like your reason why.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And I thought like, I use myself like my own experiment.
Yep.
Yeah, like a guinea pig.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I said like, all right, I'm gonna just, get myself better, injury free, and be able to do what I was able to do, be able to lift weights, run and do high impact activities.
Even though you got told not to in your country as well.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
So I got obsessed with that. And that was when I was finishing my studies. So I was applying all that knowledge on myself, and it worked. And I was pain-free. I was able to go back to my, lose the weight that I've put on. And I was, again, myself. I was happy. I was motivated. And I thought, I just want to spread this. I want to share this with people, and that people can, feel happy as well. Yeah, and, improve their lives. So then I was like, I have everything, I have the studies, I have my story, I have the passion for it. So what I'm waiting for.
And that's what made you start.
Yes.
So how long did that process take for you?
That took a long time.
It would have, yeah.
Yeah, so probably 4 years.
Wow.
4 years?
4 years.
So 4 years for you to lose that weight and get pain-free.
No, sorry. 4 years in all the process, but to lose the weight probably was 1 year and a half, I would say. Because it was I was on and off, right? I was restarting and then stopping. It was just, I don't know, I was just struggling to get back to it. And then
that's reality though. That's for all of your clients, I'm sure, experience the exact same thing, right?
Yes, that's...
Yeah, stop, start. And then once they get into the rhythm, that's when they start seeing the results.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think another thing that you brought up was you had a story, you had obviously the education, and you had the passion. And they're three main things of what it really takes to be a good personal trainer. And that's what you've now handed on to your clients. And that's sort of the story that you bring to your clients and try and get their reason why. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That was my motivation. And that's how I was like, all right, let's just do it. Let's risk it. Because I think you guys know when you get in in your comfort zone, it's hard to get out of there, right? So I was in another industry, but I was comfortable because I've got myself in a position where I was a manager in a coffee shop, And,
Yeah.
for some people that might be nothing. But for me, being an immigrant, that was a lot.
Yeah, it would have been.
And it was like, all right, like now I'm going to change industries completely and do what I really love. But that's very scary. And
That
that's
would have
how
been a big risk.
Takes a lot of courage to do that.
it was, and it was like pretty much forced by COVID
Yeah.
and an injury that I had on my thumb.
So
On
you're-
your thumb as well.
Yeah, so that was just like while I was working in the coffee shop, that was stupidly, I just cut my finger like when I was trying to do something that I shouldn't have opened with a knife. And then, so then the only experience that I've had in Australia, that it was like, I was a barista, I was a manager, I was able to like run the floor, being a waitress. I couldn't do it because I couldn't use my hand.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that makes sense.
So funnily enough, back then I was already doing some part-time casual personal training in a gym.
Okay.
So that was the only thing that I could keep doing. And I thought like that must be a reason for it. And I just like hospitality was something more like you have to pay your bills, right? But not
course.
something that I
Wanted to
really
do
love,
long-term.
my passion. Yeah.
That's an awesome story. We got told some like a little bit of knowledge recently. Like when you're backed into a corner, you'll do anything in your power to get what you want. And when COVID hit you, you were backed into that corner. You were like, what do I do? What's the next steps for me? And you took that to the next level, became a personal trainer, or went through the process of becoming one. But then you also had that story. And that story really makes a personal trainer. And where I'm going with this is, do you believe that there's a difference between a personal trainer and a coach?
I do. I think a personal trainer is someone that knows their stuff, right? Like has the knowledge. They know how to show you, demonstrate an exercise, and they are able to give you a workout or get you to sweat, you know.
I can count to 10.
Yeah.
But I think a coach changes your life or helps you to make those habits to be part of your life, right?
I like
Perfectly
that
put.
answer.
So I think like anyone like can be a personal trainer if they have like a certificate for, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to change people's lives, you need more than that. And I think to be successful in the industry as well.
Yeah. And how would you define how to become a coach? Like say some personal trainers are watching this and they hear this word coach getting thrown around and they don't know how to become one. How would you teach them on how to become a coach?
I think the first is you have to ask yourself, like if you are really passionate about this, about helping people. Because maybe it is something that probably we hear everywhere, but people think being a personal trainer is just about like working out. And just because you love working out, that doesn't mean that you want to be a personal trainer. Because it's not just about working out, it's about loving helping people, loving interacting with people, being curious about their lives, being interested. So it's like so many different skills. So like I think you can be a better personal trainer, like in terms of knowledge and skills. And I think, for example, that's what it happened to me. When you finish your studies, I don't feel like you necessarily know all your craft.
Yes.
But it's when you're actually in practice, like working with clients
The hands-on
all
stuff.
day. Yes, exactly. That's when you grow. And I feel like in the last 5 years, I've grown so much. Like all my knowledge is coming from that, from like, you know, learning more and applying it to my clients. So then if you're passionate about helping people, then I think just you are gonna be a better personal trainer. You're gonna become a coach. You have to listen to your clients. You have to learn to be flexible as well. You have to like just not get stuck with a plan, because right, like that plan changes all the time. And if you love what you do, and if you wake up every day happy doing it, then you're gonna be successful and you're gonna become a better coach.
I like that.
That was perfectly put.
It was. How do you define success?
I think for me, success is waking up every day and loving what you're gonna do. Like, that's success for me.
Oh, I like that. I've never heard that answer before.
Yeah, because I think it's something very hard to find.
To explain, yeah.
And yes, and like sometimes some people spend all their lives and they don't find it. And once you find it, and I think you guys have found it too, it's very special.
Yeah.
It's like, doesn't feel like a job.
It doesn't at all.
It's very unique to you. Like, your definition of success is very individualized. So your definition of success is different to mine, is different to Brendan's. But I think the overall statement is happiness, being able to wake up every day and just being grateful. I feel like they're like three main points of being successful. Obviously, there's the financial side of it, but I think the passion is what really drives you towards success within yourself.
100%. 100%.
And do you have a blog?
A blog. I do. It's my, so I have a website, nessagomezfit.com. And in my website, I have a blog, and I also have been working on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, so you told me about that. Yeah.
So that's like my video blog, let's call it that way. So I've been building this media so that I get people to show my work as a personal trainer, as a journalist, and where I can like help more people. I feel like as a personal trainer, there are only number of clients that you can help a day.
Yes.
But when you use technology and social media, you can reach way more people. So yeah, that's my way. That's my way to help more people. Someone that might, wanting to improve their lives, and they can go in my blog or my YouTube channel and get benefit from
some of your journalism stuff. So if someone was reading your blog right now without knowing you at all, what would they think about you?
I hope I think they will feel that I am passionate about what I do. And I think that they will think that I am very focused on exercising with proper form and technique. I think that's probably the best value that I can give to a client. Exercising proper form and technique, that's gonna keep you injury free, and long term, that's the idea, right? To be able to get stronger while staying healthy injury-free and without pain.
I like that. And blogs, like, where did the journalism interest come from? From a young age, obviously, but where did that passion come from?
Oh, that's funny. So when I was a kid, I always wanted to be like an actress or a model, right? The only problem was, back then, I thought that was the problem, my height, right?
Okay.
So when
because models are really tall.
Yes. And when I was, I think this was my height when I was 10, right? So then I was very self-conscious about my height, because I had this dream, like, I want to be a model, but now I cannot be a model because
unless you had high heels this big.
I'm not tall enough. But I always love to be in front of a camera. I really enjoy that. And anyway, I never pursued a model career. Like, I just gave up on that. But I did a little bit of acting when I was in high school.
Okay.
Not for too long, but I think for a year.
Yeah.
And then anyway, when it was the moment to, pick the degree, right? My father was like, all right, so like, what are you going to go for? And like, you're 16, 17, right? And you have to make this big, important decision that is going to impact for the rest of your life. Yeah. And he was like, why don't you study like an engineer or like something like that? But I was just not passionate about it. But I knew I was always passionate about cameras and all of that.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what, Dad, why don't we start with journalism and social communication, and maybe like later in the degree, I do like a double degree.
Wow.
But that didn't happen. So yeah, that's how I end up
Wow.
doing journalism.
I like that. So you always wanted to be in front of a camera, so you went down that road.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now you're in front of a camera.
And now I'm in front of the camera.
Maybe you should start your own podcast.
Well, I would love that. That's what I was very excited to come here,
Yeah.
because this is my first podcast ever.
Really?
So yeah.
I was going to ask. I feel like you've done it before. You're very confident on the camera.
Thank you. But yeah, so I was very excited because I wanted to see like how you guys do it and
Yeah.
what is behind. So yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something that definitely I would like to do.
That's so cool. But you're pretty much in front of the camera when you do journalism as well, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct. I just feel like it's another word when you're doing it in a language, in your second language. Or
Yes.
like
Yeah.
on
I
a
can
language.
imagine.
Yeah, that is not as natural for you. Let's say it that way.
How do you do journalism for Colombia if you're here though?
I don't do it anymore.
Oh, you don't do it anymore? Okay.
Yeah, I don't do it anymore. So I've been focusing in fitness.
Yeah.
So now the goal is to be able to combine my both careers as a personal trainer and as a journalist, and start to doing it here.
Okay, so you're going to be being a journalist here.
Yeah, I hope.
Wow, okay.
Well, you got to keep yourself accountable now. It's on camera.
Have you thought about a field of which area you're going to be a journalist for? Sport, weather?
So I guess because my passion is fitness, right? So I don't necessarily see myself being a journalist, for example, for, I don't know, like the weather of sports, right? But I want to become an expert in the field of fitness, of exercise,
Okay.
resistance training, right? And be able to just share my knowledge and help people, like either if that's in a magazine or on TV or a podcast or a channel, and
On
that's
YouTube,
why on
Instagram.
YouTube, and that's why I started my YouTube channel, so that I can, like show my knowledge. I can help people, and I can also build that.
Yeah.
I like that. So you're building a YouTube audience in a way.
Yes, that's correct.
Wow, okay.
It's awesome. As you said before, you want to obviously not just help your clients, you want to help more than just your clients. And you're obviously capped to who you can help. But being on a platform like YouTube, like Instagram and journalism and blogs and all that stuff, it can get to so many more people, which is awesome. In today's age, how do vlogs weigh up against like short form content like TikTok and Instagram?
I think it's hard. Because people's attention is very short.
Yeah.
They just want short, quick content. And that's what I'm struggling with, because I am aiming for another type of audience. So my focus at the moment is more in YouTube.
Okay.
Which is more that long form content.
More than long form content. Sorry. But the thing is, you still have to be in the other social media, right?
Of course.
So I'm trying to find that balance where, like, I can, because YouTube demands a lot of time. It's
Yes.
like a longer form, it's longer edition, is more preparation. So then trying to get content from there so that I can put in the other platforms.
Yeah.
Do you want a tip?
Yes, please.
Use the longer form content as your short form content. So you can break it up into multiple little shorts.
Oh, cool.
So then that way you can just post as many as you want from that longer form content. That's what we do. So on the podcast, you see those little shorts that we've been posting on Instagram, maybe not. That's from one big long YouTube video. So that YouTube video goes up, and then we just make little shorts. So then obviously the people's attention is a lot shorter on Instagram and TikTok. So then that way we can try and, as you said, be an advocate for a lot more people than just the 200 and something that are following us.
Exactly. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that. Yeah,
because
thank
in a
you.
way, all you're trying to do is direct people to watch your longer form content, because that's where you thrive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you want to be creating an audience, but also educating people, because you love the blog writing and you also like the long form content on YouTube. What made you get into that? Because, you know, English is your second language. So I feel like it would be really difficult for you to sit there and record a long form content piece. What made you start in the first place?
So that was the journaling that I was doing for a company back home.
Yeah.
During COVID times. And so I started to do long form content in Spanish. And then I wanted to continue, but I got like really busy with personal training sessions.
Yeah.
And then I stopped doing it. And I don't know, I feel like it was actually a good thing, because I feel like once you start social media, right? You start creating good content, but when you start to get busy, it's hard to keep up with quality content.
Yes.
So what I found it was happening to me is that I was starting to post anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not what I want to become. Like, I just want to provide value for people.
We fell into that trap as well. Yeah.
Exactly. So I said, no, if I'm not gonna do it, I'm just better not gonna do it. Like, and I gave myself those years to, you know, like just focus on being better as a personal trainer, as a coach. And I think thanks to that, now I have so much knowledge and so much confidence. And then after like being running, I do PT sessions, but I've done classes as well. And I remember one day I was like, all right, like I've been doing this like for like few years now, like in English, blah. And I said like, oh, I'm just gonna grab a camera and I'm gonna record myself, like, and just.
That's the perfect way to start.
Oh my God, it was terrible. I was watching that and it was like very hard to watch. It was horrible. I hated it, and I was just like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. And
The first one's always the hardest.
It's like when you watched our first vlog, our first podcast, sorry. Like that was a hard watch for us. We were like, oh my God, this is so bad.
Was it?
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought like, oh no, like I'm just gonna give up. But then I remind myself how I started, right? How my first personal training session was and all of that. So I thought like, no, like I have to get better at this. And then I remember asking a couple of clients that I think she was a principal in a high school for years, and he had like also a good position in the government. And I asked them like, what do you recommend me to get better at communication? Like I want to become a better communicator. Yeah. And they say, he gave me a book. I cannot remember the name of the book. And then she said Toastmasters. And I said, Toastmasters, what is that? And then I found Toastmasters, that is public speaking club that helps you to improve your public speaking and become a leader or like improve your leadership skills. So I started to do that a couple of years ago. So thanks to that, now I feel like I have so much confidence that I'm like, okay, I'm able to do this. And it's not going to be perfect. It's not perfect. Like what I'm like, you know, today is not going to be perfect, but doesn't matter, right? Yeah. Like at least now I feel confident that, and I'm giving it a go. And, you know, and I think that's what it's about. Like if you ask me when I first came to Australia, if I was going to be doing anything of this, like no way.
Yeah,
like,
Toastmasters and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no.
How would you explain that to someone that doesn't know what Toastmasters is?
So Toastmasters is an international organization that is, I think, I would say most of the countries in the world, and is non-profitable. And I think they have many clubs in Sydney and in different parts of Australia and the world. And basically what you do is you go there, and then between like all the team, you help each other to become like a better public speaking. So the meetings are split in two parts. On the first part of the meeting, you are like practicing speeches. So you go and you do a speech, and then you get evaluated on that speech, what you did well, what you could improve.
Well, so feedback straight away. That's awesome.
Which is amazing. Yeah, that's what you want. And the second part is an impromptu part of the meeting. So we have something that is called table topics. So then someone will be giving some questions, like random questions, right? And they are sometimes not even difficult, but they put you on the spot. So I don't know, for example, like...
Again, backed into the corner.
Yeah, like, do you prefer winter or summer? Like Rhiannon. And then you just have to stand up and speak for 1 minute.
Oh, wow.
So
a minute?
For a minute. Like
about winter or summer?
Yeah, like if you will prefer winter or summer.
Go Rhiannon.
You know what? I would prefer summer because summer is a great time of year to be out and about with your shirt off or your bikini on, up to you completely. But at the end of the day, it all depends on how it makes you feel. Being in the sun, vitamin D, these are all fun activities that you can do out in the sun. And if you don't get out on a nice summer's day, you're wasting your time. Is that a minute?
Well done.
23 seconds.
Damn it.
23 seconds. Oh, I thought it was longer than that.
Yeah, because it was
very
boring.
well.
Thanks, Brendan. Welcome to the podcast. Okay, well, I got to improve then. I think I might go to Toastmasters.
Toastmasters, yep.
You've sold me.
And I think it's very intimidating when you are in front of a group of people.
Yeah, look, I'm going red. I'm red raw.
Maybe for the first time, isn't it? Or is it nerve-wracking every single time you go?
Still, sometimes, I've been there for 2 years, right? There are members that have been there for 20 years. So they are very good. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
That's awesome.
Our club is been for, I think, 60 years. Yeah, 60 years.
Wow.
That's a huge organization.
Yes, it's huge. And the most amazing thing is like all volunteers. I think just the head office gets paid, but it's all volunteers. So every club works thanks to that. So that's something that has really helped me in the journey.
Wow.
Otherwise, it's no way. No way that I will be doing this.
This episode is brought to you by Dynamic Recov. You're not lazy, you're just busy. But let me ask you this. How much longer are you going to let your health take a backseat to your calendar? You already know what to do. Train, eat well, stay consistent, but knowing isn't the problem. Doing it while running a business, managing a team, or raising a family, that's where most people fall flat. At Dynamic Recov, we coach high-performing professionals to take back control without adding more to your plate. We give you a clear plan, real accountability, and full access to our coaching team right from your phone. Use code Evolv at checkout to get 50% off your first week. That's EVOLV. Hit the link in the show notes. Start now before later turns into never. Now let's get back to the episode.
I think the public speaking is definitely something that a lot of people should do, just to get their confidence levels up. Have you had clients talking about confidence? Have you had clients where their confidence level was really low and then you helped them gain more confidence?
Yes, all the time. And I love seeing that. I love clients become more confident. Yes, I have different stories about that. I used to have a client, and I remember. Most of the times they don't say it in those words, but once you start to get to know them, you understand what is their why, right? And pretty much he hired me because he wanted to get fitter. He wanted to find someone, and he just wanted to have that confidence. And we started training, and he started to love it, and his appearance changed, but most importantly, he was getting more confident. And when we were still training, he got engaged, and now he's married. So those are the kind of stories. Or I have a current client that he's a teenager, and when I met him a couple of years ago, he wasn't very, very confident. Just you can tell by the way that someone is standing, right?
Yes. Yeah,
and
slouched. Yeah.
Exactly.
Eye contact, body languages, all those things.
Exactly. Like at the start, he wouldn't like hold, like look at the eyes, the way that he will present himself. And now he's like another person. And sometimes I don't know if they can see it, but I like to say to them, like, hey, have you noticed this? Have you noticed that?
That reflection.
Because that's one of the best things that fitness and exercise is going to give you.
Yes, 100%. Because there's a lot of times when you won't notice physical changes in your own body when you're going through a journey, right? Because you see yourself every single day. It takes someone else saying it to you for you to realize that you've actually made a change. And that's a power that us three as personal trainers have with all of our clients. We need to actually voice the fact that, hey, you know what? You actually have improved from last week. This is what you look like now. This is what you used to look like. You're on this journey. You see yourself every day. You might not actually see these changes, but look what's happened. And it shows me that you're doing the same thing.
And that's one of the most rewarding things about our jobs, I believe. Right?
It definitely is. Because there's a lot of people, a lot of clients that I've had personally that look in the mirror and they're like, I'm not happy. I can't see change. I don't know what to do. And then you just give them that little bit of a confidence boost. Like, hey, from the first time we met to now, look at what you've achieved. And when you put that out on a silver plate for them, they're like, oh, okay. Then they look at themselves in the mirror differently. They give themselves that extra confidence. And that's what really is the rewarding part, exactly what you said.
So tell me, Vanessa, what made you start a business? Because you became a personal trainer, but not all personal trainers start their own business, right? So what made you start one?
I think that's thanks to my parents. They have always have their own business. They are in the food industry back home. And they have always been hard workers and just spread that to my brother and I. So since I was like little in primary, I was always helping them, right? So for me, I never really had much of holiday, let's call it like that. Like in school holidays, it's not like I will hang around with my friends all the time, but I will go with my parents and work, or at least watch them work in their business. So then from a very early age, I always like wanted, like to make some money. And I will say to my parents, like, I would like to make some money. Like, what can I do? And because anyway, like my dad in a way, like he was expected that from me, like to come with them and be with them. So then that's how I started, just to have that drive to make money. I remember like in high school, I used to find like any way to, make money. I will sell a sandwich in high school. Wow. I will sell anything. I will sell like piercings. I will sell like, and I will always get in trouble.
That's awesome. And so you get in trouble and you'll still wake up the next day and do it again.
Yeah. Well, you just find the way it's I don't know, like it's just...
You got a benefit from it.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay. So then I will change, okay, I'm not going to sell this anymore. I'm going to sell this and I will find a different strategy.
Wow.
So anyway, I realized that I don't like working for someone. I prefer to work for myself. And then my business is called Nessa Gómez Fit. And I started Nessa Gómez Fit 5 years ago.
Wow.
And I think that was one of the reasons, like that inspiration coming from my parents.
And when you were a little kid as well.
Yes.
In school. Yeah.
And when I was in like university as well. I know here kids are more like driven to have a job since they are in university or high school, but it's not like that back home.
Oh, it's not?
No.
What's it like back home?
Back home, not everyone, but a lot of the kids, while they are in university, they don't have a job at the same time. I was lucky in that way. So like my parents will pay my fee unis and I just have to focus on studying. And in high school, like I think you need a special permission before you are 18 to be able to work.
Wow.
And then you see kids here that are
working at
14,
14,
13,
15,
and they are working, and that's amazing.
Wow.
Like
it's cool to have those skills, but you did it on your own.
Yeah, I just like love it. Now, it's not like it was hard work. I'm not gonna lie, right?
Yeah.
When
I mean, you're selling piercings and sandwiches, so
and like even when I was working for my parents, like they were very good with
Yeah.
me, like, but it still is like kind of showing you that ethic,
Yeah.
of work, of you have to work to make money, and then you appreciate more, and you are
and sales skills as well.
and sales skills. Yes.
Yeah.
Since starting 5 years ago, what's been one of the biggest lessons since starting your business?
I think so many. It's
There's obviously not just one big one. There's multiple lessons that you learn along the way. But what's been one that's like stood out to you over the past 5 years?
I think it's just everything is being trial and error, like since the start. So I feel like sometimes when you try something and it doesn't work out how you were expect it was gonna work out, then you get stuck on that. But so I've just learned to move on, or like to not keep like
Beating yourself up over
yes,
it.
exactly. Yeah.
Emotional attachment to
Yes. Okay. I just take it like, all right, it was part of the process. I don't see it like a waste of time or a waste of money or waste of energy. No, it's part of the process. Is that what helps you to grow? And that's it. So I think that's been the biggest lesson. And that at the end of the day, like, you just have to learn to do that, to do trial and error, to keep improving. And it's better to realize that you were making a mistake of that wasn't the way earlier than later.
That makes sense.
The earlier the better. Mm-hmm. That's for sure. With obviously running a business, a lot of people, they believe that it's easy from the get-go. With someone that's wanting to start, say, running their personal training business, what's a tip or some sort of motivating sentence that you would give them to start their business?
First of all, start.
Just start.
Don't overthink like I did. Because I had very good friends that they said like, but what are you waiting? Like, just start. And I felt like I was so insecure about it that I wait too long. And I was like, oh, but I'm not going to be accepted. Oh, but people are not going to understand what I'm saying. But oh, what if my knowledge is not enough? But whatever, right? Just start. That's the first thing. And the second thing is you just have to say like, do or say yes to everything, right? It's not like you can be picky. You can be, so just like train clients for free, like go train your friends, go as far as you need to at the start, like just do the things that other people don't want to do.
Yes.
Because that's the way that you're gonna get people to know you and for
that's how
you
you're going to
to
get
practice.
knowledge and everything like that. Yeah.
Exactly. And some people like they start in a career and they no, but I need to get paid this much and I have to get this and that, and I don't think that's how it works. You just have to, at the start make some sacrifice and then from there you start to grow.
What made you go in with that mindset though? Because I feel like not many people can do that. Go into a career with not knowing what's going to happen.
I think the passion that I have for it, and then like, because I didn't want it to be unhappy. What is the point, right? So I know it was a big risk, but I thought like, I love it. I'm just gonna give it a go. And I don't have, like now I have my partner here and his family has become my family. And I have a very close group of friends, but I don't have family. I don't have like a big network, right? So you don't have many options, right? Yeah. It's not like, this the friend of this friend. So then it's like, all right, you are here. You have to get people to know you. So just, if you have to work for free at the start, just do it. And then someone gives you the chance. And then that person might like say, oh, like this person actually is good. And, like refer you to someone else or say like, look, yes, I like what you're doing. Like, let's work together. And I think it's that. You just have to survive.
Survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a question because you sound like you do a lot. You're very busy. Do you believe in burnout?
I do. I think we all burn out at some point, or not at some point. I think, I don't know, I might be wrong, but I think it can happen any moment of the year. It doesn't have to be only 1 or 2. Like, it just can happen, and it depends how much work you're putting on, how much you're working. So yes, definitely, it's a fact.
Do you
And
believe?
have you been burnt out before yourself?
Yes, yeah. I think sometimes when you have different projects, right, and you're trying to do everything and like make it work, and then that happens. What I try to do is like, I just take one day at a time, and when that happens, I say like, okay, what is more important? My mental health is more important. The world is not gonna end, right? Because I need to take a day off or couple of days off, or maybe sometimes it's a week, and I'm not talking literally the week off, but sometimes your mind is just not ready to have a full week of what you will normally do.
Yes.
So then you just focus on some things more than the other ones, right? And you are like, you give that yourself that peace of mind, like it's gonna be okay, like you can come back. So sometimes when I feel like it's getting too much, or like maybe I'm losing the excitement about something, then I leave it, not for too long, but I just leave it, like, and then I come back to it.
Yeah, just like a refresh.
Yes, just like a refresh.
Because Brendan always talks about burnout being manageable. It's definitely something that you can manage and not have it affect you as much. But you've obviously gone through it and you've overcome those hurdles along the way through your burnout experience. Do you believe that you have it less now, or it's still more apparent to you, but you just know how to deal with it?
Okay, again, I might be wrong, but I believe that the busier that you get, the more burnouts that you're gonna have.
Okay.
I believe that because, for example, or the bigger that your business gets, so the more, right? And I would love to hear what you guys have to say about that, but because it's more things, more projects on your mind. So I think you learn to manage them better.
Yep.
But I don't believe you have less. I think you just like, maybe they don't feel as strong as
Yes.
they
I
used
think that's
to.
the one. Yeah.
That's the perfect way to describe it.
I feel like as you get busier, yes, you can become more burnt out, but I feel like you also learn to adapt more as well, and prevents burnout from happening. So instead of when you first got burnt out, it taking a whole week to recover, now it only takes a day, or you only need to take a bit of a rest at night or something like that to kind of bounce back and do it again.
Exactly.
I also think when you love what you do, sometimes it's harder to get burnt out as well, because you have this passion that gives you that life and that freedom the next day as well. Do you not think that's a case as well?
Yes, totally. And that's why you keep you keep fighting and just doing it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I feel like I see the different projects, like sometimes one project needs more attention than the other one, or sometimes like mentally I need more time, for example, with my clients, that what I'm doing with my YouTube channel, for example, right? Yeah. Or with different projects that you might have.
Yeah. You learn to enjoy the fight, whether it's good or bad. You learn to enjoy the fight. I think that's like pretty much the definition of what burnout is for us. With your clients, however, you were talking about mental health being a very important part of your life. How would you promote a better mental health for your clients?
I like keeping the relationship with exercise and nutrition, very healthy. I don't think I don't like to promote extremes. I believe about balance, about just being like, it's a process, right? And it's never gonna be perfect. So I always promote to my clients that always consistency is more important than a perfect process. And then it's always like the same principles, like make sure that you are exercising, make sure that you are eating the healthiest that you can, because obviously they are making changes. What things are you finding to, like that you love? And it's like we all know what we have to do. But sometimes it's not like they are not able to do everything, and that's why they are hiring you, right? So I just help them to see what they are doing well, right? And keep it positive from there. Like, all right, like you've been doing this without them, like, or without being that specific. But if I see that there is something that they are struggling with, I try to like see, okay, what is something positive that is happening, and without being too obvious, like, kind of putting it there and like kind of showing them that they are doing something good, because they are always doing something well, but sometimes we don't even see that. Like, I think it's just human
nature to look at the negatives, right? Yeah. What's one belief that has been challenged the whole time that you've been running your own business and being a personal trainer?
Oof. How changeable it is, I will say, because you might have a plan, right, in the morning, but that plan changes. Especially if you are doing mobile personal training, that it can change like that. And at the start, it can be very frustrating. So I learned to just be very flexible and not just to have a plan A, but have a plan A, B, C, and even D.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you let that get to you, like, you're not gonna enjoy it. Like, you don't have to. Clients, they have lives, right? They have priorities. They might change sessions all the time, or sometimes they might get sick. They might go on holiday. They might not. Different reasons, right? And I feel like sometimes at the start you're just like so rigid, frustrated, like, oh, no, this is not. But you just have to learn to just be flexible, and obviously get yourself like a strategy or like a business that works for you. Like, obviously, not losing money because of that, but
like be adaptable.
Be adaptable. That's the word that I was looking for. Yes.
Yeah.
In terms of all that, would you say communication with your clients needs to be at its peak?
100%. I think, and that's something that you learned. It's not something that, is for me, it's always been there. No.
Yeah, easy. Just talk to your clients.
But if from the start, like, you are like clear with them, you have an open communication. We are all humans, right? But it's also like, if there is something and you communicate to them, and then you ask them, like, oh, like, next time, please, whatever, right? I think it's much better that if you don't say anything and you just pretend that like nothing happened, then it's not gonna be any.
Then you're just
change.
a personal trainer.
Yes.
You're not a coach.
Exactly. Exactly.
Who have been your biggest influences in your life?
Oh, my parents.
Your parents?
Yes, my parents.
Beautiful answer, that one.
It's just they have just taught me so much. They have taught me not just only about being hard work and about work ethics.
How to sell piercings and sandwiches.
Not only about that, but also.
No, I think that was just Vanessa by herself when she was younger.
I just thought it was a great business. Because, like, let's say, just to put it in Australian dollars context, I was buying each piercing for $1, and I think I was selling them for $10.
That's good margin. What? 90% on top.
Yeah, so that was amazing. So I thought, like, oh, this is great. And back then, I think I was 15 or something, like, it was very trendy.
Yeah.
Girls like were getting piercings, blah. So then I felt like, let's just
sweet.
But yeah, back to your question, definitely my parents. They just like their personality. They have taught me how to be kind, how to be grateful, appreciate what you have, and then like. For example, my mom has always like taught me and always support me, like, you do whatever you want to do in life, like anything that you feel passionate about it. Just always be the best at it. Doesn't matter what, right? And my father has always been my biggest supporter, like always there for me. Like when I said to him, like, look, I want to improve my English. And he will be like, okay, what do we need to do? Or like when I was saying to him, like, oh, I want to sell some sandwich in high school. Yeah. Okay, what do we need to do? And then the next day he will like wake me up at 4 a.m. like, hey, darling, I'm already boiling the chicken. Like, get up and we make the sandwiches together. Like, it's just...
That's so cute.
Yeah, and so always my big inspiration is them.
And that's shaped you into who you are today.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's all thanks to them. All thanks to them.
How important is family to you?
Everything. And it's crazy because I am here, right? All my family is there. But they are everything. And I believe thanks to what the support that they give me, I am able to do what I'm doing today.
Like being on a podcast as an example.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Because, they always, oh, yes, you got this, like, go and do it. And I feel like being away from them when you don't live in the same place that your family lives makes you appreciate them more.
Of course, yeah.
Because if you are with if you live in the same place of your parents, you might not even see them that often. It happens to some people, right?
Yeah.
But now every time that I see my family, that I see my parents, my brother, every minute is super precious.
That's very true.
All my attention is for them. While you just take them for granted.
Yes, I can agree with that because whenever you do see them, you're like, I need to cherish these moments because I'm going to be going back home again.
So with sacrifice, obviously, when we decided to do this podcast, it takes a lot of time out of our day, and then we also have to go and run the business as well. So when you're sacrificing your time throughout the day with business, how do you balance that? How do you balance the time that you need to put on business, your family, yourself? How do you separate that?
So first I will give priority, like depends, right? But I will give priority to what is giving me the most income because again, you have to pay the bills and you have to pay things, right? And then you work on the other projects. But I feel like you can be productive, right? And so while some people might be, I'm off, I would say I'm never off because I'm always doing something. And that doesn't necessarily mean that I am staying until 3 a.m. in the morning. I will be lying, right? But I'm always using my time off to do something towards my business. And then I have for example, I'm very clear to spaces that, for example, I have with my partner. So if I know that my partner have Sundays off, right? I make sure that I have the Sundays off so that we can spend together. Or let's say if I'm going in a holiday, I will organize all my work or all that has to be done so that I can focus on my holiday with my family.
I like that.
So time management's very important.
Yes, definitely. I'm not perfect at it, but I'm getting better. I do remember when I started to do personal training, though, it was a bit overwhelming because normally when you have an 8 to 5 job, it's easier, right? It's just 8 to 5. That's
you wake up at 7 and you leave at 5.
You don't have to worry about anything else. But when you have different appointments during your day, and you have free time here and this and that, then you're like, oh. And then I read a really good book that is called One Thing. And it's about focus on one thing at a time.
Oh, I like that.
Prioritize what cannot wait, what it has to be done.
I think I might need to read that book myself.
Really good. I really recommend it.
Okay.
And how does that work? So every hour on the hour, you're focusing on one thing at a time?
Not necessarily every hour on the hour, but more for example, if you have too many things that you have to get done, and I don't know if that has happened to you guys, and you're like, whoa, where should I start? And you start to
And then you do nothing.
Exactly, because you were like, oh, But then if you're like, okay, what is one thing that cannot wait? That if I don't do today, then I don't know, something is gonna happen.
Past the deadline or something
Yes,
like that. Yeah.
whatever.
Naughty
so-
corner.
Exactly.
Naughty corner. Yes, sorry, continue.
So then that's the thing that you're gonna focus. Like that's your first task. And automatically when you tick that, you just feel better. You feel like, oh, you have achieved something. And then you can focus on the other thing. Because when you're trying to do, or at least for me, if I try to do too many things at the same time, I know I won't be able to do all
those things at once.
successfully. Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be pretty average at all of them.
Exactly.
Yeah. And how would you explain that to someone? Would you say that they should write down all their things that they need to do, segment it into priorities, and then just tick them off? Sort of like a checkbox?
I guess it depends. What I do is I like writing down things. It works for me. So when I know I have to do different things, I write them down. And then what I will do is like I look and I say, okay, what are my goals for today? Yeah. Like what of these things I'm gonna get done? And normally like I will have one that is my main focus, and normally there is a space for like a second one. Or like if you have different things like happening, I don't know, let's say if you're studying something, right? But you're working on a project, and then you're doing training for something else. So like I see that like university, like subjects, right? Not necessarily that I put it and make my calendar like that, but I am like, all right, I have to put every day, let's say, an hour towards my studies. 1 hour towards this and like that. So then it might seem like, oh, I'm not like progressing so much. But at the end of the week, you did, right? You did like 5 or 7 hours of studying, which if you wait until you have those 7 hours in one go, probably you don't do it.
Yeah. You won't do it too effectively anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll probably fall asleep after the second hour anyway.
What kind of legacy do you want to leave?
I would like more people to realize of how important is strength training in our lives. Like I want more people strength training.
Yeah.
Is the best thing that you can do. Please do a strength training. No, honestly, like it changes lives. It's something that a solution that all we have in our hands that can change our lives in all the aspects. We are talking about health. We could prevent a lot of diseases if more people were strength training. We could live like a longer life, a better quality life. We could save money on physio as well, because a lot of the times the problems from like, and I think, is it one of you or both of you that, Brendan?
Did what?
You did something related with physio?
Oh, I was going to, but
You were going to.
It. Yeah.
I think I listened in the first podcast. Anyway, so then like so many problems of injuries, or like it comes from bad posture or lack of exercise or sedentary lifestyles. So we could all prevent that by doing exercise, by doing resistance training.
Hit the gym.
Yes, exactly. I would love that. I would love more people to realize how important it is. And it's good to see that now people are being more aware of that.
Yes, 100%. There's a lot more gyms out there. There's a lot more health and fitness related products out there for people to have access to. And I feel like the industry is blowing up in that way.
Yes, yeah.
Do you think the world needs to hear a lot more about, stories that have like people that have benefited from strength training to motivate them to get out there and actually do it?
Yes, definitely. And I love seeing that these days there are more people like you guys, like you guys are inspiring people to improve their lives, to do exercise, like you're doing very well on your business, like, I hope I'm allowed to say this here. You can cut it.
That's right.
But yes, like definitely. Just sometimes people are that busy that they don't even,
They don't realize their impact.
Yeah.
So what's plans for the next 5 years?
The next 5 years, I really want to I want to grow my online business.
Yeah.
The last 5 years is been about like
Is that for Australia and Colombia, your online business, or just Australia?
anywhere
Anywhere in the
Anywhere.
world.
in the
Yeah.
world.
Well, you can speak 2 languages, so
Yes, so I believe that I have an advantage there.
yeah, and those 2 languages are the top 5 most spoken languages in the world.
Exactly, and that's why like I am. It's harder because everything that I do at the moment, like for example in my YouTube channel, I have one in Spanish, I have one in English. So I do everything in Spanish and in
Do you
English.
make
You do
2
it twice?
videos?
Yes.
No
For
way.
everything, yeah. I started that this year, right? Like
Yeah.
before I was only doing one of my YouTube channels, but not very consistently. And this year I was like, all right, now I'm
So you
going
got
to
2 different YouTube channels, one in Spanish, one in English.
Yes, I do. And-
What?
Wow, that's crazy. Why don't you just
crazy.
do one, but then have
Subtitles.
Spanish playlist, English playlist?
I tried to do it, but I just like thought it would be like more clear for people. Like for
Yeah.
example, if someone is looking
That actually makes a lot more sense. Yeah.
after like just Spanish content and they go to that, or like to the
English content.
English
Okay.
content. So look, I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I hope it does.
It's a smart way to think of it.
But it's as I was
Trial
saying
and
before,
error.
trial and error. Yeah.
Because you tried it before, didn't you?
But
When you had both in the same YouTube?
Yes, I
Yeah.
did. But again, like I think the problem is being with the social media and the vlogging and all of that is that I have not been consistent because my priority was on becoming a
better
better
coach.
personal trainer, a better coach.
Yeah.
And I'm really been enjoying like
That
the last
process.
5 years and that process. And now I feel like, all right, I have more knowledge and I have more confidence and I'm working on my communication skills and keep working in my English. And hopefully I can grow my online business and then I can, like create consistently content in English and Spanish to keep spreading the word so people can do more resistance training, eat
I love
better,
that.
improve their lives.
Wow. What a story.
That's awesome. The way you word things is very confident, and I think that's been the main theme throughout this whole podcast has been your confidence from Toastmasters.
Title. How
Yep.
to build confidence.
Bang! That's going to be the title. I'm going to put that as the title.
I love it.
If you could go back to when you were 15, what's one bit of advice that you would give yourself?
When I was 15,
Yep. When you were younger, it doesn't have to be actually 15, but when you're younger.
Look, I think when we are younger, we just overthink, right? Like, and we don't listen. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We don't listen because people that are older than us, they give us the best advice, but we don't. So I wish, for example, when I was in university, right, I would have done things different. You're maybe too self-conscious about what is going on, right? You're worried about other things, what people are going to think of you, like who is going to like you, who is not going to like you. That doesn't matter,
Yeah.
right? Like
You worry about the little things.
you worry about
Yeah.
the little things, like just go there, like take more advantage of your studies, right? Go and find a work earlier, enjoy it. Like I'm not talking about like kill yourself working, no, but go and find experience, make contacts, like your teachers, all the amazing people that go there. But sometimes, or well, at least it happened to me, I felt shy, I felt like insecure. I was very young, so probably like I think everyone needs to when finish high school. Instead of going straight to uni and make that important decision for the rest of your life, just travel or go and find a job or like
I like it.
yeah,
Experience the world.
Yes, and grow. Be a bit more
Listen,
mature.
grow, and listen.
Yeah.
Listen, grow, travel, and work. I
Yes.
like it.
Yeah. Like just it changed your mindset. So then when you go to university or like you just take the world, you know?
You've answered every single question with a great message. And I think that message, as I mentioned before, is be confident, learn, listen, and listen.
And grow.
And grow as well. And work.
And work hard.
And work hard.
That's an
Beautiful.
important one.
Where can people find you on social media?
People can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. I am like Nessa Gómez Fit. And then they can also find me in my website, nessagomezfit.com.
Beautiful.
I love it.
Thank
Well
you so
done.
much for having me,
Thank
guys.
you so much. You killed it.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of the Evolv Podcast.
Brendan and I have loved having you throughout this whole podcast. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And if friends are interested, share it around.
Yeah, make sure you share and tag us on your Instagram posts, and I'll see you soon.